I was talking to my brother about this, and it's the single biggest thing that he sees when he's helping people get better at stock trading, and it's what I see when I'm trying to get people better at. I mean, when I'm getting people in shape, it's what I saw when I was getting in shape, and these two things are literally what you fucking need to become the best version of yourself, guys. Like this is it. All right, I'm tired. Like people overcomplicate this shit way too much. You see, one thing that I try to avoid, let me not say try, one thing I do avoid is interacting too much with low level people, right? Because low level people will introduce to you different ways to fail because they're always focused on failure and they're always focused on problems, not solutions. All right. Like I always say, you put a loser in a winner's position, they'll find a way to lose. Put a winner in a loser's position, they'll find a way to win. So the more you interact with these low level people, people with low standards, the more your standards will get lower. So you need to focus on these two things. Number one, being your identity, shifting it to the person you will be in the future, right? And number two, you need to raise your standards to embody that identity. All right. So, for example, very simple shit. If you're like, I'm going to save money, I'm going to stop spending money on dumb shit, I'm going to build some wealth, and I'm going to get lean. All right. What does that mean? That means that as far as income, you're going to be tracking everything that that you spend and that you make. But that also means you're not going to be going into debt to go on. You're not going to be financing groceries. You're not going to be financing, trips. It's like don't go on the trip if you can't afford it. All right. You're not going to be financing trips to Aruba or some shit like that. If you can't afford it, don't fucking go. Simple shit. All right. That's just your standards. That is what it is. And then as far as food, that means if someone offers you cake or cookies, you just say no because that's below your standards. Your standards are you're going to be the leanest version of yourself. You're currently 20% body fat. Your goal is 12, right? Your initial goal is 12, then you want to get down to 10. Well, yeah, if you're 20% and you eat cookies, you're not going to make it there. So your new standards are no foods that are goofy. All right, none of that goofy shit. That's your new standards. No goofy shit. Simple shit. So you're not eating cake. You're not going and eating fast food. There's healthy fast food options. Real lean niggas don't fucking go eat fast food 24/7. They don't do that shit. All right. I hate when people say, "Oh, there's healthy options." Then why isn't your fat ass eating healthy options? Why are you eating the fattest options at fast food places? Because when you go to a fast food place, they prepare it for you. You get the dopamine hit, right? And when you're hungry, you're just gonna get the fattest thing on the menu, right? Because no one sees what you get. They put in your card, and you're like, "Okay, let me eat this cookie." So yeah, shut the fuck up and cook your own food. So your standard is gonna be meal prepping. Very simple. Meal prepping, working on your mindset. So listening to people on YouTube who are at where you want to be or close to where you want to be or on the way to where you want to be. All right. You're not going to listen to people below you, right? All the hate that you're going to hear is going to come from below anyways. Your environment is going to change over time as well, as far as the people around you, because you're going to outgrow a lot of your friends because you want to get leaner and they want to eat pizza and drink beer and complain about Deshaun Watson. Like, bro, Deshaun Watson's balling, right? And he's rehabbing. He's chilling, right? Your friends, they're broke, they're fat, and they're complaining about Deshaun Watson. Shit like that. You need to go out there and, live your own life, become the best version of yourself by action, through action, right? Stop consuming so much shit. So many people consume so much shit. And like I said, they're always worried about their favorite football team or basketball team or some shit. And they know everything about their favorite football team or basketball team. They don't even know they don't even know the last time they smashed their wife. They don't even know that their wife is smashing two other dudes. And they don't even know that they have type 2 diabetes. Like that's the average person. All right. So you need to make sure that you raise your standards to that point. All right. That also means that if someone wants to spend time with you, right, they have to be in the same mindset that you have. So as far as friends, you're going to have less friends, but you're going to have higher quality friends. That is just a normal thing. When you are on the journey to actually better yourself, which on paper everyone is, in real life no one is. Like there's like fucking almost no one's on that journey, because I realize that shit too. When you're actually on your journey to better yourself and you're acting, you're actually, you know, you're going through the actions, you're actually doing it, you're actually bettering yourself. Nobody else is doing that shit, bro. So every time you talk to someone, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going out drinking," right? So if your friends are like, "Yo, let's go out drinking," "Yo, let's go out, eating pizza," "Yo, let's go out, doing this, doing that," and I know someone's gonna come in the comments and say, "Oh, it's good in moderation." Listen, the average person is way above moderation. 28% body fat is way out of balance. All right, it's way out of balance, way above moderation. People don't do shit in moderation, like they just don't. All right, the average person doesn't do shit in moderation, which is why they have issues. The average person goons too much, drinks too much, and eats too fucking much. Does any of that sound like moderation? Eating too much or too little, those are both not moderation. You guys know what the fucking definition of moderation is? So I hate when people say, oh, it's okay, moderation. Yeah, if they did in moderation, they would have been lean. If you did in moderation, you'd have been lean. You'd have a fucking profile picture. So shut the hell up. All right. Anyways, you're going to look different to those around you because you're going on a higher level than they are. Simple shit. Get used to that. But raise your standards and embody your identity. If you say you're going to say no to bad foods, you're going to read every day, you're going to become the best version of yourself mentally, physically, then that means you need to be working out consistently, strength training. That means you need to eat what you need to eat in the kitchen, which is very fucking important. But in order to do those two things, you need to think how you think at your goal self. Because negative self-talk holds way too many people back. Way too many people. And another thing is allowing other people to penetrate your mind too. All right. And a lot of people's negative thoughts penetrate your mind. So your mom might be like, oh, you've been fat all your life. You're not going to get lean. And your dad might be like, you always start some shit and fail. It's going to be up to you and your actions and building self-confidence throughout your journey by executing what you say you're going to execute to really solidify your new identity. But you also have to be focused on that, right? All your focus has to be on you becoming the best version of yourself, which means you need to cut all the fat. You need to trim all the fat, all the extra shit that you do. Maybe for you, you have to stop going through fast food lines. That's honestly, that's bare minimum. You should fucking be doing that. If you're serious about your goals, you shouldn't be going through fast food lines. All right. And then people are going to say, well, I could still go through fast food line and get healthy options. You're not doing that because you've been going through fast food lines and you're fat as shit. So you're obviously not getting healthy options. So you need to meal prep and actually eat that meal prep. All right. The people who get the best results, I've always seen it, are people who actually meal prep because in their minds, they're taking time out of their day and they know their time is the most valuable asset. They're taking time out of their day to make food for themselves, to put their future self in the best position. That is representation. That is symbolism that they prioritize their own health. People who get stuff from meal prep companies, unless they're a bodybuilder, they usually fail because the meal prep company is like, oh, wait, we're going to be 2 days late. And that person's not used to meal prep. And so then they just eat some goofy food. I see that shit all the fucking time. All right. So cook your own food. Take all matters into your own hand. Control everything that you can. That is the goal. All right. When you really want to become the best version of yourself, you want to control everything that you can. If you don't control everything that you can, you're already cooked. All right. You're already cooked. And stop focusing on shit you can't control, like your sports teams, favorite sports team. Stop focusing so much on that. Be like, damn, I'm staying up all night until they make this trade. I'm staying up all night until they make this trade. Why? Are you a general manager, bro? Fuck no, bro. Go to sleep. Go the fuck to sleep, man. Like, and stop complaining in comment sections. Like, you have 100% energy, right? If you give majority of your energy to negativity, guess what you're gonna get back? Negativity, right? You're gonna enshroud negativity because you can't think negatively and do positive. All right. So you need to surround yourself with positivity. You need to listen to positivity. You need to change your mindset, and you need to only listen to those who are at your goals and stop listening to people below you. All right. Stop listening to people who are where you are at. All right. Like for those of you guys who have friends who are 30% body fat, and you might be 25% and you want to get down to 15, don't listen to your friends. They're going to be like, oh, all you got to do is this, is that. Like, you might tell your friends, like, yo, I'm trying to get to 15% body fat. And all of a sudden, they have advice. How the fuck could they give you advice if they're fatter than you, bro? They're 30% consistently. They can, now, if you're trying to get to 30% consistently, you can ask them what they do. They binge eat all the time. They drink beer. But if you're trying to get somewhere they're not, then you need to do that journey, on your own and stop trying to convince them and stop talking to them about it and start seeking out help from people who actually do that shit. Because the thing is, when you train someone, right, this is what I know as far as like personal training. When you train someone, their standards are cooked, right? Like if someone's 30% body fat, their standards are cooked versus my standards are going to be different. So during the process of training them, what's really happening is I'm instilling my mindset into their mindset, right? And they're molding the best version of themselves, but also they're realizing that they've been, selling themselves short. So for example, someone might be like, yeah, man, I just can't put together one good week of eating. And I'm like, what's your goal? Aren't you trying to lose 10% body fat? Yeah, that's going to require at least 16 weeks, of good eating. I mean, how could you not put together one fucking week of eating? Like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, that's a joke. 1 week is impressive to you. That's a fucking joke, bro. If you can't put together one good week of eating, you're literally lost it. Like, you're cooked in life. That's absolutely bare minimum for 1 week. Like, I make people realize that what they think is, oh my God, I'm doing so much. That's the bare fucking minimum. Like the amount of people who do good, it's not really good. They're doing the bare minimum. The amount of people who eat, in a deficit, because they're trying to lose fat and they work out for 2 weeks straight and they want results and they want candy, or they want, they want like a lottery ticket, or they want someone to be like, congratulations. That's like almost everybody. That means you did what you were supposed to always be doing anyways for 2 weeks. That's not impressive. That's literally not impressive. 2 months. Okay, cool. You're going close to your goals. You're not doing anything impressive. If you're trying to reach your goals and you're serious about your goals, yeah, you should be eating in a deficit. Yeah, you should be hitting the gym. You shouldn't be missing sessions. If you're missing sessions, you don't want it bad enough. If you're missing sessions and you're missing meals, or you're overeating, don't get mad at the results you're not getting from the work you're not fucking putting in.